Hello everyone and welcome to Term 5 Week 4 Session 1 of the Home Learning Maths Resources. Now in an introductory video I spoke about our focus for this week, and our focus this week is around fractions, and in particular the fraction of a half. Now before we start our activity for today, there is some very important information that I need to share with you, linking to fractions and linking to a half. Okay, so make sure that you concentrate because this is really going to help with your activity today. On the whiteboard, I have written the fraction of a half, and you will notice that there is a number at the top and there is a number at the bottom. Now the number at the top is called the numerator, and that tells us how many parts that we are focusing on. The number at the bottom is called the denominator, and that helps us to understand the total number of parts all together. Now you'll notice that I've written some type of number sentence on the whiteboard, and that is telling us that a half add another half equals a whole. So one part add another part equals two parts, which would make up our whole. Now that's very, very important for you to understand for today's activity. So what I'm going to do now is talk through today's activity with you. And for today's activity, you will need objects from around the house to help you. So what I'm going to do is talk through what those objects are, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to pause the video. So first, what you will need is a piece of paper. It can be a plain piece of paper, it can be a lined piece of paper, any piece of paper that you have. You will need a pencil or a pen. You will need a pair of scissors. You will need something round. You will need something square shaped. And finally, you will also need something which is rectangular shaped. And then once you've collected those objects from around the house, what it is that I want you to do is draw around them on your piece of paper and then cut them out for me. So what I would like you to do now is pause the video and collect those objects, draw around them and cut them out. So what I'm hoping now is you have shapes that look a little bit like this, or like that, or like that. Now the size of your shapes doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've got a really, really big rectangle and then a really, really small circle. It does not matter. What we are going to do now though is we are going to half those shapes that we've created. Now it's very, very important that when we half an object, or if we half a shape, there are two parts. Okay, if you remember back to the fraction that we looked at the beginning, okay, the denominator at the bottom is a 2 because that's how many parts that we have in total. So what we are going to do is we are now going to half those shapes that we've created. Okay, now I'm going to have a go at folding my rectangle to begin with. So I folded it into two parts. Okay, I'm just going to draw a line down my fold just so you can see it a little bit clearer. So I folded my rectangle into two parts. But why is that rectangle not folded in half? Can you tell your adult? Why is that rectangle not in half? Yes, brilliant, well done. When we half a shape, we have to make sure that the two parts are equal. We have to make sure that the two parts are the same. So let me collect my other rectangle that I've made and let's see if I can fold it in half. Okay, so I'm being really careful to make sure that my parts are the same. And again, I'm going to draw a line down the middle so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so Do we now think that that rectangle has been folded in half? Yes, I do too, because this half and this half are the same. They are equal. Now for the final part of the session, what I would like you to do is explore those shapes that you cut out for yourself, folding them in half, making sure that you have equal parts. And then after that, on the next part of the video, there is also a resource that you can print off from the website where you have to identify whether shapes have been halved or not. Are the parts equal sizes? Okay, so I hope you enjoy exploring those activities now for yourself. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you again next time for session 2.